What up, y'all? It's your girl Selena coming at you with another video. Thank you for having me back. It's been quite a while, but I needed to know exactly what I was supposed to come on my platform to speak about. Because I'm not 100%, with the tips that I do have for you for different aspects of life as yet. So I really wanted confirmation as to what to speak to you all about when I did reappear on my channel. So today I'll be speaking about finding peace in your season. It is something that I struggle with. It's something that persons close to me struggle with, and I do believe that a lot of persons within themselves, whether they want to admit it or not, they do struggle with finding peace in their season. And I'm going to refer to the story of Abraham as well as my own personal life as to how I was not finding peace in my season and what was happening because I wasn't finding peace in my season, and the steps that I've started to take to ensure that I'm finding peace within my season. So that's what today's video will be about today. And if you do enjoy this video, please ensure that you subscribe. Ensure that you subscribe. Ensure that you give this video a thumbs up and comment below about how you find peace within your season and if these tips are beneficial to you. And let's just have a discussion in the comment section. I just want to let you guys know that if you try to find me on Instagram, you're not gonna find me. This is the only platform that I'm really on. So leave your comments here and I will respond to you as time allows, okay? So I want to start off with the story of Abraham. I go to that story a lot because it does relate a lot to how I move about in life. The Lord will reveal something to me as to my next step or my next move, and I tend to plan ahead and execute without the Lord's permission. So in the story of Abraham, a lot of things occurred throughout the story of Abraham in that aspect. First, I think everybody knows the story of Abraham and Sarai, as to how they really wanted to have a child, but they were not able to have a child in that season. And because they were trying to have a child and it was not yet their season, they went about it in ways that the Lord did not permit. The Lord did have them having a child, but it wasn't in the season that they were in, and they were trying to rush through the process to get to having a child by means and ways that it wasn't the Lord's way. And a lot of the times I do find myself doing things like that, where I'm trying to exit a season of stillness, exit a season of waiting, exit a season of something, because I know what the Lord has planned for me, but I want to get to it. I want to get to that season. I don't want to stay in this season. I want to get to the season that the Lord said have planned for me. And at times that can cause certain things to happen. So for myself, the Lord will say, okay, Selena, you're going to become this. Something. You're going to do something well. You're going to do something great. This is what you're going to do. This is what I have planned for you in the future. And because I want to get to that, I want to hurry out of the season that I am in. And because of trying to rush to get out of a season, it causes sadness, it causes anxiety, it causes overthinking, it causes waste of money, it causes a lot of things that you should not have to go through if the Lord said that you're going to get to a certain place. All because you don't want to find peace in the season that the Lord currently has you in. So I just going to repeat those things again. When you don't find peace within the season that you're currently in, a list of things happen. You try to rush to get out of the season, and it causes you to be anxious, it causes you to overthink, it causes you to be tired and exhausted all the time, it causes you to spend money that you don't have. And the Lord doesn't want that for you. The Lord is not a God of confusion. He's not a God of anxiety. He's not a God of overthinking. He doesn't want any of that for you. And those are some things I found myself going through for years. And it wasn't until recently, when I started doing reflections and started reading more of the Word and started reading more spiritual growth books, that I was like, this was all happening because I wasn't finding peace within my season. So we're gonna go into the different types of examples of seasons, and don't feel bad if you're in a season and you find that you're not at peace. That's what this video is about. Alright, so persons go through different seasons, and it's a must that you go through different seasons of your life. Throughout the whole Bible, persons were going through seasons of preparation, season of war, season of waiting, season of learning, there were seasons. Persons were going through their seasons within the Bible. It's not new. It's been happening. It's just, how do we deal with the season that we're in, and how do we find peace within those seasons that we go through? So everybody, as I said, every single person that you know, have met, that you're close to, they are going through a season. And the season that they're going through may not sound bad, but it's still a season. And every season comes with its own tests, comes with its own trials, comes with its own things that you have to go through to make you a better version of yourself. And how we deal with that season is very important to how we approach the new season, and how we appreciate and learn and accept, and also not have to go through that season again, because you were so impatient throughout the season and we never learn anything throughout the season. But everybody has to go through a season. You have different seasons, like season of singleness. People hear season of singleness, they think, oh, it's this like awful thing because you're, I feel alone. I feel, I want to go on dates. I want someone to be mine, to be my person, But that's a season, and there's something that the Lord wants you to learn throughout that season. And you cannot rush to find your person when the Lord has you in a season of singleness. If the Lord reveals to you that you will have someone, that you are meant for marriage, then wait through your season of singleness. Find peace within your season of singleness. Learn everything you need to learn throughout your single of seasons, so that when the Lord is ready to place you in a season of dating, a season of marriage, you're well equipped, you're well prepared for that season of your life. You know, you have season of marriage. Now people hear that and they're like, oh my gosh, that's so good, you're in a season of marriage, great for you. But as I said before, every season comes with its tests, every season comes with its trials, every season comes with something that you need to learn something about. So just because it sounds like a good season doesn't mean that it doesn't have its own flaws. And you have persons in a season of marriage that still don't have peace. So I mean, yes, you're looking on as someone that's single, you're looking on somebody that's married and be like, oh, I want to hurry up and get to that season of marriage because then I will find peace in that season. That's not how it works. And let me tell you, based on my own experience, in terms of, I saw myself from high school, I knew that I was going to have a degree. I knew that I was going to, have some great experience in my profession, in my career life. But I was not finding peace within the season that I was in high school. So I said to myself that, okay, once I start my season of university, I'll be at peace. No, I was not at peace. I was stressed. I was tired. I was rushing to get out of that season that I thought would have made me be at peace. And then I was like, okay, once I finish this degree and I start my master's, then I'll be at peace. Okay, start my master's, wasn't at peace. The end goal is not what will make you at peace. And the fact that you go into a new season is not what will make you be at peace. But you have to find peace within each and every season that you're in, and stop rushing to get to the next season. So as I was relating to season of marriage, you have persons in a season of singleness that they're looking on persons that are married, and they're like, okay, once I find my partner, once I get married, I'll be at peace. They're looking at the end goal of, a season. They're looking at getting to a new season. They're not focusing on finding peace within the season of singleness that they're in, knowing that it's supposed to be preparation for their next season, whatever that season may be, their next season of marriage or dating, whatever it is, and because they're looking to the next season, while they're in their season of singleness, they're miserable, they're anxious, they're comparing themselves, they're feeling depressed, just a lot of things that they should not be doing, if they just found peace within the season that the Lord currently have them in. And as I said, as I speak to you guys, I speak to myself, because this time is when I do my own reflections, my Sunday reflections. And it was while doing my Sunday reflection, I was talking to myself about it. I'm like, and I just found it so funny, because it is the reality of things. It's the reality of life. And especially in this social media age, it's so easy to want to rush to the next season of life. If you're a teenager and you're still under your parents' roof, you're thinking about the season of when you're going to move out and when you're going to pay your own bills so that you can do what you want to do. but you're not finding peace within the season that you're currently in to learn what you need to learn, so that when you do enter that new season of your life of being on your own, you're well equipped and you're well prepared. So we're going to talk about how to find peace within your season, because now we understand the importance of finding peace within your season. Now we understand the emotions that come with not having peace within your season. So as the video continues, what I want you to do is to reflect on the season that you are in. Reflect on the things that you have been going through. Reflect on you, so that you can understand how and the means and ways that you can find peace within your season, based on the tips that I will provide you with, based on my experience. Alright, so the season that I am currently in is, I'm in a season of singleness. I'm in a season of waiting. I'm in a season of learning. At first, I absolutely hated those seasons, because I'm like, Lord, I know this is the plan you have for me. When can I get there, Lord? When can I get there? I know you have me to be married, at some point. When can we get there? I know, Lord, that you have me to do great things in my career and make, an impact on health. And, I know you have me to do that, but when can I get there? And I was trying to rush out of my season of singleness to enter my season of marriage, because that was what I think will make me feel at peace. That's what I thought, and I wanted to rush out of my season of waiting, because I just thought that, okay, once I get that job that pays me X amount of money, I will be at peace. And then I wanted to rush out of my season of learning, because I thought once I completed all the degrees that I needed to complete within a faster time, then I would be at the level of my career that I need to be, that I know the Lord has me to be, quicker. You see all that too? When we try to rush our season, when we don't find peace within our season, we rush through our season. We try to rush to the next season, and we can't rush the Lord. We cannot rush the Lord's timing. That's what Abraham and Sarah was doing. They were rushing the Lord's timing, and the Lord didn't have them having a child until they were in their very old age of 99 and 100. So I mean, you can't rush getting out of your season. And as you try to rush getting out of your season and it not working for you, you're not getting out of your season, best believe the only thing that will happen is that you will be miserable. That's it. You're just going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable. Me, I was trying to rush through my season of singleness, and when my partner wasn't telling me the time and the exact moment and his specific plans, I became frustrated. For what? For what? I was supposed to be finding peace within my season of singleness, so that when the Lord is ready for me to be in a season of marriage, I'm well equipped and well prepared. And as you reflect on certain things that you need to be ready for, certain things that you need to know for the next season of your life, you realize really and truly that if you were supposed to be placed in that season, you would not be ready. you would not be ready, you would be frustrated, you would bawl to go back to that season that you were trying to crawl out of because there were things that you didn't learn, and now you're confused and lost and on your own because the Lord never take you out of the season yet, and you rush out of it, and now you're confused. All right. So that's one thing. This my season of learning. I had no clue, not enough experience, not enough exposure to certain things, and I was trying to rush through my season of learning to enter a season where the Lord don't ready to have me in yet, where I would have been confused. I was doing a reflection yesterday, and I was, taking some advice from a mentor, and I was writing down the list of things that I need to know to enter a higher level of learning. And I was rushing to get to that higher level of learning. But yesterday, when I was looking and reviewing on the things that I needed to know throughout that higher learning, I realized I had so much to learn before getting there. So if I did rush and go there, I would have been lost. I would have been confused. I would have bawled myself to sleep because who put me there? The Lord for sure never put me there, because one thing for sure I know about is God is not a God of confusion. He's not going to put you in a season where he knows you're going to be confused, where he knows you're going to be frustrated, where he knows you're going to be lost. He gives you what you can manage, So, as I said, how do we find peace within our season? How will you find peace within your season? So I'll give you examples of what I have been doing to find peace within my seasons, and hopefully it will help you. So the first season that I spoke about was my season of singleness, right? One thing that I've been doing for all three of the seasons that I've mentioned was I have been reading a lot. I've been reading a lot of the Word. I've been reading a lot of spiritual growth books. And I will recommend one of them that has really impacted my way of thinking and really impacted just the revelation of just this phrase, finding peace in your season, which is Resisting Happiness. And it's a very good book to read. If you can read it, then I do advise you to go ahead and read it. But that's one thing I've been doing for all three of the seasons, just reading more and increasing my knowledge about the season that I hope to be in soon, or the plan that the Lord would want for me, So, for instance, the season of singleness, I know that the Lord has a plan for me to be married. I know that the plan, I am not one to be alone. I know that eventually the Lord will have me be married, right? So throughout my season of singleness, in order for me to find peace, I've started to learn things that I would want for myself, for my future family and home. Things that I would want from my husband, things that I would want for myself as a wife, so that when I do enter that season, I'm well equipped and well prepared. So there are different things. Everybody has their own, thing that they want for a marriage and whatever. But for me, I know that when I do become a wife, I want to be able to prepare home cooked meals, maintain a healthy diet in my family, incorporate physical fitness within my family, structure, be organized. So while I'm in my season of singleness, I do those things. I practice my cooking, I practice structure, I practice reflection, I practice physical fitness, I practice those things that I know that when I'm ready to be a wife, I am well equipped and well prepared so that I can carry that out throughout my family. Um, what else? Um, reading the word to see how women of God approach the marriage, as well, and how marriage should be approached, communication, a certain way. So I practice that type of communication with my current partner, this is how I want us to communicate when we are married, stuff like that. So I put things in place, I learn things, I increase my knowledge about what I would want for myself when I get to that season, or the type of person that I want to be when I get to that season. Instead of just trying to rush to get out of my season of singleness, I am increasing knowledge, increasing my awareness, practicing the things on myself. Like, yes, I want to maintain a nice household, but am I maintaining a nice household for me, for myself? Am I cleaning as often? Am I cooking as often? Am I taking care of my own diet? Am I doing those things for myself so that when I get married, I can actually do them for a husband? So those type of things. My season of waiting. So as I said, my season of waiting incorporates, being in a position where I'm satisfied, or I'm getting the income that I want for myself, and within the scope of a profession that I am proud about, that I feel fulfilled with. And what I have started doing so far is to stop looking at money as a first outcome. So, within the book Resisting Happiness, it speaks about money being a secondary outcome. And that's something that, yes, you normally hear it, but when you actually feel it, you realize how bad it is to think of money as a first outcome. When you think of money as a first outcome, you don't feel fulfilled. You feel stressed, you feel anxious, because you're like, okay, if you're not making this amount of money, then you're not fulfilled. Or you take on jobs that have nothing to do with what you want to do, and then you become miserable because you were only looking at the money as the outcome. But if you look at money as a secondary outcome, you'll realize that you start doing things that do make you feel fulfilled. You take on things that you actually want to do within your heart, and the money will come with that, and it just takes patience. It takes patience because it's not going to come in one go, and you just have to be patient with yourself, hence the season of waiting. You just have to do what you ought to do in the meantime until that secondary outcome is ready to show itself. So one thing I've started to do is to like jot down things that I enjoy to do, things I enjoy, within my career, and how I can go about increasing that knowledge, whether it be by taking courses or volunteering with a group, just to get that exposure, just to get that experience, so that while I'm in my season of waiting, I am increasing my knowledge, so that when I am ready to enter that season of wealth, I know how to use my money. I know how to manage my money. I know what I will say yes and what I will say no to. I won't be lukewarm about my decisions. I'll be like, okay, yes, I'll do this. I know I won't do that. So those are the things that I'm learning throughout my season of waiting. And lastly, my season of learning. It's so easy to say that you want to go out there and you want to teach people certain things, and you want to get to this higher level of education, and you want to do this, and you want to do that, and you want to start this, and you want to start that. And sometimes, me for example, the Lord really just wants you to be in a season of waiting. He just wants you to wait. Not wait, sorry. He just wants you to learn. He'll put you in positions to learn different things, and it's really just for you and for me to appreciate the season of learning. It may be that he has you, going to a class so that you can increase your knowledge. It may have it that he provided you with a mentor or mentors to guide your way of thinking and to, guide your walk. But sometimes the Lord just has you in a season of learning, and it's not necessarily time for you as yet to start the grand thing that you have in your mind, that you believe that the Lord wants you to start. So those are some tips that I have for you to find peace within your season. Also, just think about things that, I feel like that might be a different video, but think about things that as you go throughout your day, it makes you feel happy, it makes you feel fulfilled. Because sometimes it's so easy when you're trying to jump from one season to a next, when you're trying to rush out of the season to enter a new one, you neglect the things that make you happy. You neglect the things that will make you feel at peace. For instance, for me, I know that once I have my devotion in the morning, I exercise, I have my breakfast, I pack my meals, I take a nice shower, I fix myself well. I know that those things throughout my day will make me feel happy, they'll make me feel at peace. And sometimes when you're trying to rush from one season to the next, you're not doing the things that you need to do throughout the day that will make you feel happy, that will make you feel at peace. So those are some tips I have for you. Increase your knowledge about the season that you're in. Increase your knowledge about the next season, the next version of you. Increase your knowledge about what the next version of you would need to know and what you would need to prepare for. Understand the season that you're in and pray and ask the Lord to reveal the next season that He has for you. Not necessarily to get you to the season, but reveal the next season that He has for you. So for instance, if you're in a season of singleness, pray and ask the Lord, Lord, what's the next season that you have for me? Is it a season of is it a season of marriage? Is it a season of dating? Is it a season of ministry? Because not everybody is meant for marriage, So is it a season of ministry? Is it a season of, what season is next for me, Lord? And when the Lord reveals that next season for you, put yourself in positions to learn what you need to learn so that your next version of yourself is well equipped and well prepared for that next season of your life. But don't try to rush out of that season. Take time in that season and embrace the season and find peace within that season. If you're in a position that you're not fond of, learn as much as you can in that position so that when it's time for you to elevate, you have all the knowledge and requirements that you need to level up. If you're in a home that you're not, you know that it's not your end goal, but that's where the Lord has you right now, learn all that you need to learn within that home so that when it's time for you to elevate, you're well prepared and you're well equipped. But don't rush out of your season. Embrace it, find peace within it, and don't make it be that you have to go through some trial, don't make it be that because you rush to your next season, the Lord have to put you back in your place so that you go back to the season and learn what you need to learn. Because there are many instances in the Bible where persons were trying to rush to the next season and they got to the next season and the Lord had to be like, no, go back. You know what I mean? Abraham again, you know, he rushed out of where he was and he went to Egypt, and the Lord had to set him back in place because he wasn't supposed, the whole fact that he had to lie about Sarah being his wife, and you know, the whole plague, you know, fell on and Pharaoh, and like just the whole thing was happening. He wasn't meant to leave where he was, but he wanted to rush the Lord's plan, and he was trying to predict, you know, the best outcome. And he went to Egypt, somewhere that he wasn't supposed to be at the time, and he ended up going back where he was coming from. So guys, you know, find peace within your season. Journal, reflect, understand the season that you're in, and embrace the season. Embrace the season that the Lord has for you. You know, if the Lord knew that you wouldn't be able to manage the season, he wouldn't have you in that season. And if the Lord knew that you were ready for the next season, he would have placed you in that season. So just embrace the season, find peace in that season. And when it's time for you to move on to the next season, it will happen. You know, and you have some persons that, you know, they're afraid of becoming complacent. They're afraid of not moving to our next season. But one thing is true and sure about life is that change is inevitable. Things change, and you don't have one season forever. You know, there is never one season. Even in a country, Jamaica, where the seasons don't seem to change, you know, it does. We do experience some form of winter. You know, the time the temperature decreases, you know, you do see how the plants react to that, and you do see the leaves, you know, start to it kind of, they fall already, but you see where the growth of leaves kind of gets stunted. You know, we do experience fall, we do experience spring in some form. You know, we do see where the leaves are falling, and you know, blossomings are, you know, are happening. We do experience a season of summer, you know, where we see that the temperature increases and we're all burning up. So even in a country where the seasons don't even seem to be changing, they are, you know. So even in your life where you don't see where you're entering into a new season, because it's not, you know, as obvious as it is for others, you are. And it's just for you to reflect and identify and pray and ask the Lord about the season that you're in, and the next season that he has for you, so that you can become well equipped and well prepared. But while you are in the season that you are in, don't be afraid that you won't enter a new season, because you will. You know, don't be afraid of waiting. Don't be afraid of the season you are in, because there are things that you need to learn from it, you know. But I think this video, it has, you know, been far spent, and I hope you did learn something from this. I will do my best to come on here, you know, I'll plan, ask the Lord to reveal something to me, so that I can, you know, speak to you guys more. And yeah, anyways, if you did enjoy this video and you learned something, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and leave a comment below. What season are you in, and how are you dealing with that season? Yeah, anyways, bye.